What's up, everyone? I haven't been on here forever, but you guess what? Your girl's back in the game. It's not a game. Life is not a game. I'm not trying to preach all that. We're not getting into the codexes of what this life really could be. We're going to stay in this present moment, even though energies could be fluctuating from different dimensions into being something else of what it's not supposed to be or what it could be. Anyways, I'm just playing around. But I feel that I want to deliver messages today from our Creator, ours. Who's ever watching my page, I petition that this message reaches you in a deep way, that it helps you go forward, and it helps you get out of any suffering. I do sense somebody is suffering in their heart when it comes to matters of the voice and the heart. I would want to say that it has to do with something that I studied today. What I came across today is, they say we attract certain things. And I do believe that, and I don't believe that, because not everything is placed in stone. And I actually want to make this reading about that as well. But are you attracting your wound? And let's cancel, clear, delete that. Let's just say, are you in a wounded state right now? And, a lot of the spirituality is always about positivity and shadow work and da-da-da-da. What the basis of what Source has been telling me today is to not get so strung up on the labels of spirituality. And spirituality has become such a fad that there are many that are not in the depths of things when it comes to their own path. And the song that comes to me is by Fleetwood Mac. You can go your own way. Go your own way. I have to do a little presentation. Anyways, you can go your own way. And the thing is, because I'm saying you can go your own way, that doesn't mean to leave Source behind. That doesn't mean to leave your Creator behind or your guides. But when someone said this the other day, and I knew this was it. I just didn't have the guts to say it at first. Knowing yourself and your emotions are the key, because Source wants to express itself in different ways. And as you see, there's a lot of hindrances on Instagram and other platforms of technologies, that a lot of people look the same. A lot of people are preaching different things. A lot of people are, preaching the same things. And, this is a time to be different. And the key component of what I wanted to say earlier, of what I studied, was that the hindrances of suffering within the heart and the voice of the wound. And that is afraid of being heard or not being heard. And those are two kind of similar things there. And this all boils down to who did not listen to you in the beginning, and when you spoke, who shut you down. And when you go to the core of that, I would suggest getting some paper and writing down who that was, in your favorite color, of course, or a color of you find of protection and whatnot. Pray before or petition before you do your guidances. It doesn't have to be called shadow work. It doesn't have to be called anything else. I call it gardening. It can be called anything you want to, in order to help your life. And this is it's more than bravery that has to come to this, because this is hitting a psychological wound. And when there's a psychological wound, that means that there's a psychic tear. And a psychic tear is something that's in your psyche, which is your brain. So the word psychic does not mean you're a witch. And if you're a witch, that doesn't mean you're bad either. That's a negative term, or someone has turned that term into something negative. We can go on forever, but let's go back to the original key component here. This is about, I am piggyback. Is that the word? Piggybacking. You know what I'm saying? I watched a very well-known psychologist today, which I love him dearly. I don't really want to mention his name because I don't like telling people who I'm focusing on right now. Of course, I'm not trying to hide that from anybody in case they need healing. If you want suggestions, please reach out. If you like some of my commentary, some of my stuff that I do correlate with him, because not because I'm stealing his stuff, but because I can relate to it and find it conducive to the psyche and the spiritual wellness at large. So I'm proud of myself. So the hindrances of the heart and the voice. Am I afraid of being heard? Why is it that he mentioned today? Why am I posting stuff and this person's being heard more than I am? What is that? And so you can go as far as saying it's an energetic block. And, you know, sometimes when we hear that, we think we can do it just through energy work, which you can break down those barriers. But a lot of all of this is just psychology. And, you know, not all psychology out there is good, so you have to be aware and petition first. Petition meaning praying first, is that, you know, because I already said that it's not all good. You have to find the right source. And what I need to go back to is the wounding. Like I said, write down who wounded you, who did it come from, who didn't listen. And this all can also boil down to many people, of family systems and religions, of what do you believe and what have you seen come to, or what do you feel and your thoughts are true for you, but they contradict the normal societal verbiage. So like, you could have your own thoughts, but then society thinks it in a different way because of programming. So this is all about breaking down about how you see yourself. And the thing is you could be seeing yourself through the eyes of somebody who shut you down. So, you know, you can always reach out to me if you'd like a personalized quest. I don't call them readings. Questing, because questing equalizes out to a journey through yourself, and that's where we want to get you to go, is being comfortable of journeying through yourself, questing through yourself. We want to make this the most pleasurable experience as possible, even when it gets dark, is you can have the courage to walk through it because your terminologies are different. So going through this and questing within yourself and seeing who shut me down. Is this a past life? Is this a family system belief? You know, your beliefs, if you're watching my channel here, you know, your beliefs are very vast. They're very expansive, you know, and they may have recently been shut down because of maybe your mother or your father shutting you down, or maybe you were in and out of jail and you know, maybe you were on drugs and something was crippling to that situation, and your brain could have gone a different way. So forgive me if the words are a bit strong, like the word crippling. It's a bit strong there to say, but take the time today to write down things or key components of what you heard me say, because they can help you ask yourself questions. And when you hear my voice, I petition that you ask yourself questions only if you are on the righteous side. This page is not for anybody that is malevolent. So if you are, then anything of my words that say that are truth will put a barrier up and block your ass in all time, space, realms, and dimensions, and your path will be crooked. Anyways, what was I saying since I went off on a mini tangent? When you hear me, I petition that it activates a self questionnaire within inside yourself to go ahead inside yourself and be able to garden. And you've seen a garden before, and sometimes these gardens out here ain't not looking good, and that's okay though. Not looking good is okay. There's such a big thing about not looking good or not feeling good or not. That's where we're getting you to. This is about you. And I'm happy to be able to do that because that's so cool to see somebody grow. Hey. So, pause today. Broken arrow. Embrace the energy of peace. So, I feel that there has been a lot of havoc within this last Mercury retrograde, and I have way different views, not way different views, but different views about the astrological system. But anyways, you could have been moving forward and you just got sideswiped, bombastic sideswiped by some chaotic stuff, and not good chaos either, not the juicy kind. So this is a time to sit down and be at peace with what happened. And I want you to know that I'm sensing a lot of this was not your fault. Even though I do see, and I'm viewing myself, there were messages and stuff that your guides were giving you and yourself, but the imbalances in your psyche were just, they couldn't receive it. And a lot of where you were, I'm speaking about myself too, where you were was throwing you off. A lot of people, out there are doing some things to, not you personally, and maybe they are, but this is not what we're talking about. But there's different malevolent energies that do things, and I think that on this channel, I want people to feel comfortable with that. Of course, they're going to do stuff, but that doesn't mean they always can hit us. This is not, I think religion has a lot of fear-based, oh, they do this and they do that. Okay, so where's God? Where's source? Where's, what you want to call your creator to give me the commentary in order to combat this? Because it's not always just the Bible. There are words in there but to help us, but there's other things that are conducive to assist us that, to carry along the way. So embrace the energy of peace of the broken arrow. This is a time to pause. Where can you go from here? And if you don't know anywhere else to go and you're too scared to look within, then my suggestion is put on a cartoon. I don't know why. I do know why. I know why I say put on a cartoon, because I want you to grasp back a sense of innocence in the grand scheme of things. And if that ignites you, I don't like saying triggered, if that ignites you in feeling a certain way of you feeling alone, I send you comfort in that space from source. So through this whole conversation of what I've been speaking about is the air guardian. That's funny. I was going to actually say to go or start to do some breath work. And I know people are like, breath work, and I would love for you to find a sweet melody on YouTube, or maybe you have one, a melody that sounds childlike, and do some breath work that way. This is funny, the air. So that this can shift your perception, and I hope that this video has shifted your perception into what I've been speaking of, so that the reality of this life doesn't seem so combative and pressurized. Because when you learn that, yes, there is a standstill truth that you can actually shift that truth, not into a lie, but shift it into a higher perspective of truth. So the truth can still stand still. It's just a higher perception. So like a snake sees this as true, right? But an owl sees this as true as well. So if that makes any sense, which I feel it does. See your seeds grow. So I feel that, I want to mention when one has some psychological constraints going on, that doesn't mean that you're crazy. It means that you've either been abused or you were born a certain way. And guess what? That's okay. We're not here to batter or, I feel some people out there, especially in African culture community, they have made people feel stupid for not knowing something, but you can't know anything unless you were taught it yet. So, there's this ego thing going on. But anyway, don't be upset at yourself. And I know that's kind of challenging to receive, but if you have PTSD or if you've been narcissistically abused, I commend you because you're still here. And I know sometimes that those thoughts and feelings and emotions can get extremely overwhelming. And I know some of you don't even want to be here because of those things. And you're upset and you don't understand and you're mad at God or source, whatever you want to call your creator. I understand. I watched a preacher a few months ago or a month or so ago or a few weeks, not sure, and study the issues that you have lightly. Don't go gung-ho on it. If you need therapy, please go to it, not talk therapy. I don't feel that that's helpful because you're just talking. You're not really going inside the body and somatically healing it, but that's a whole other conversation. Besides the point, I'm going off on a tangent. I believe that this is lavender and this is a rabbit. A rabbit represents your intuition, and I see that it's leaping, and that this is lavender. Lavender is for getting away toxic energies, spirits. There's this Celtic woman that I've seen, and I forgot what I know that she said it gets away nasty energy. And also, since we're talking about psychological healing, this lavender helps with anxieties and things of that nature. So if you're having a hard time believing in these things because of what we were talking, things before, and we're scared because the Bible says don't do this and don't do that, when there's herbs and everything in the Bible, if you are, so that's so funny. I'm looking outside and a tree looked like it just waved at me, but it literally picked its whole branch up and flung itself at me and like, hey. So confirmation, that was so cute. Oh, and there's some waving by my window. That is so cute. I'm not tripping either. That's how you have to identify what you see is what you see. And if someone else doesn't see what you see, then it doesn't mean that they're bad or different. They just don't see what you see. Anyways, lavender, take a lavender bath, take it easy. Leap into your knowing. That's what I was actually going upon, is that if you have PTSD and stuff like that, it could be challenging to believe yourself. If you've been narcissistically abused, it can be challenging to trust yourself, or so much as far as believe yourself. Trust and belief are kind of the same thing, but I feel that believing yourself is what the words that need to be going on for the next couple weeks for myself and for yourself, is the belief in yourself. Belief, belief, belief. So say something happens and you see something, but someone else does something else and they try to manipulate you, and they do a little bit. I want you to say, I believe myself. I believe what I saw. And not let someone sway you. And then ask yourself, am I speaking out of a trigger or am I speaking out of a wound, or am I speaking out of disbelief, because it's not, they like to sway you. But besides the point, I'm going everywhere. If I'm going too much, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to help as best as I can right now. See your seeds grow. There's a lot of you who have a lot of artistic abilities. I'm hearing someone's music that they will be doing can actually help them feel fearless. When I said that, it went straight to the root chakra. Um, this will help you feel less attacked, because when you put your words together with your music, you will feel more of a foundation. A lot of creativity is connected to source and how you operate within that realm. So I now petition that no obstacle can come against you in any way, shape, or form, or myself. I petition that we are protected through all time, space, realms, and dimensions, and metaverses and verses. I pray that all vortexes that have been opened during this Mercury retrograde, let me rephrase that. I pray that the vortexes that have been opened during Mercury retrograde, all the evil, malevolent forces are sucked back through to their original source, where their power is now diminished through all time, space, realms, and dimensions, and those Mercury retrograde portals and vortexes are closed after they received those energies. I now open the energies of love, protection from malevolent forces, ease, love, and truth, and healing that are best fit for any individual that watches this, that is of the true divine source of your true divine tribe, that is not malevolent. I thank you for watching. If you would like a reading, please contact me. I'm going through a lot of trial right now, and I would like to say what I'm going through, but just know that it's extremely serious. So offerings would be appreciated. If you know somebody that would like a quest, people call them readings, I call them quests, please let me know. I also do art therapy on the Art of Knowing. That is on Instagram. It's the.art.of_knowing. I do art therapy there. There's a wide range of what that is. And you can also find me on my Instagram on the Space Garden, the_space_GUARDIN, which is spelt that way so that you learn how to guard what's within and you create your own gourds in. So if you'd like to give a donation, please do so. It would be much appreciated in these times. I look forward to speaking with you. Take care.